Recently, we discussed in a couple different tutorials what the difference was between the event list and the piano roll, and then went on to discuss reasons you may want to use the event list over the piano roll. Link to those will be in the description and pinned comment. But now we're going to talk about how do we make the event list a little bit more usable with VoiceOver, given that it tends to be somewhat annoying by repeating the sounds every time you navigate. So let's talk about how to make it a little bit more usable. Remember, you can press Command 7 to open the event list.
Event list window.
Interact with the table here.
In table, row 5 of 114, column 1, row 5, column 2, row 5.
Let me view right.
Status note cell. Actions available. CH1 slider. Actions available.
So you see, it's sounding that note twice, right? So what's happening is it sounds the note whenever VoiceOver speaks. So if you have VoiceOver hints enabled, it will additionally sound the note every time a VoiceOver hint speaks as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open VoiceOver utility with VO F8.
Opening VoiceOver utility. VoiceOver utility. VoiceOver utility window.
I'm going to hit Command 2 to go to verbosity. And then I'm going to VO right over to hints.
Speak, braille, text, announcements, tab, hints, tab, 5 of 5.
I'm going to VO space to select the hint.
Selected, hint.
And now you want to make sure all your hints are disabled. Now, if you like to have your hints, you can just set up a VoiceOver activity that only disable the hints when you're in Logic Pro and they work outside of Logic Pro. Activities are essentially application-specific settings for VoiceOver, so you can set an activity for Logic Pro that just disables the hints then. But if you find the hints to be extremely verbose and you don't like VoiceOver chatting so much, you can disable them, generally speaking. So I'm going to VO right.
Speak instructions for using the item in the VoiceOver cursor. Unchecked. Checkbox.
So you see that one's unchecked.
When an item has a held tag. Do nothing. When an item has a held tag. Pop-up button.
That one is set to do nothing.
When an item has custom actions. Speak actions. When an item has custom actions. Pop-up button.
And you see this one says actions, speak actions, and that's what's happening. As I navigated with VO right, it will say whatever the element was and sound a note, and then it will say actions available and sound a note again. So I'm going to set this to do nothing.
Menu. Do nothing. Do nothing.
If I VO right.
When an item has more content. Speak custom content. When an item has more content. Pop-up button.
Space.
Menu. Do nothing. Do nothing.
I can set that to do nothing as well.
Speak hints after delay.
And that just has to do with how long it takes to speak the hint. Now, I'm going to Command Tab back over to Logic here.
Logic Pro.
And now if I VO right.
Num D1 slider. Val 115 slider.
You see it only speaks once. Now, if I go back over
Num D1 slider.
This D1, let's say I transpose this down. Or up. You hear it makes the sound when I transpose that, right? If I VO right.
Val 115 slider.
I'm going to interact
in
here.
Slider. 125. 127.
So this is pretty much how it always has behaved. As you adjust the velocity, you hear it.
197, 87, 70, 67, 57.
So you can tell what velocity you want to use.
67, 80, 90, 100, 117, 107.
With the hints turned off, this becomes a lot more usable. Now, still annoying to some extent because every time you VO left
Num CH1 slider.
Or right,
Num D1 slider.
It's going to still make the sound. If you VO up,
F music sharp sign, F music sharp sign, C music sharp sign 2 slide, C1 slider.
You hear it's going to sound the two things. So like as I VO up from that crash to the kick, you heard both the crash and kick, right? But if I VO left or right, when I'm on the kick,
Val 113 slider. Num C1 slider.
You're only going to hear the kick. So if you really want to use the event list, that's how you can make using the event list with VoiceOver be a little smoother. Just disable the hints in VoiceOver utility, and if you need to, set up an activity so that the hints are only disabled when you're in Logic. I'll drop a link to a tutorial in the description and pin comment below for an example of how to set up activities in VoiceOver. If you find this tutorial helpful, please consider dropping a super thanks. Otherwise, like and share with someone that you think might find this tutorial helpful and useful as well. Please consider joining the mailing list at theblindlogic.pro. That way you can get a free Getting Started with Logic course. I can let you know when things like Logic Magician and the Logic Keyboard Ninja Key Commands file have been updated. If you want to work with me in some one-on-one training, visit theblindlogic.pro/training. Join the conversation, come hang out and chat with us on Discord. Links to all of these things are going to be in the description and pinned comment. And as always, until next time, happy recording.